As the twig is bent, so grows the tree. This saying comes from Alexander the Pope in 1734, and his original saying was, "'Tis education that forms the mind, just as the twig is bent, the tree is inclined." This means that just like a newly formed twig or branch is malleable, so is a young child. Children are not born with hatred, bias, or lack of tolerance for others. It is the nature and nurture aspects or examples that teach them how to act and react to certain situations, and shows them either acceptance or hatred of others. The real-life scenario I found on this was a 9-year-old boy who was told to stand outside of a church and hold a sign that stated they would go to hell for supporting same-sex marriage. As the worshippers exited, they said, "Shame on you people." Now, it was not shame on the boy that they were talking of, it was shame on the father and the adults involved that they were talking about for imposing these thoughts onto the child and not letting him form his own. They were molding the way he would react to this certain situation and scenario, being same-sex marriage, and this could work for other scenarios as well. The way this applies to human development would be that from the time that we are a fetus, things are imposed on us and can mold and bend us, whether this be proper nutrition or the toxins that are imposed on us that can mold and bend our future health and development. Just like the stage theories of Freud and Erikson, there are 8 major psychosocial stages that we will undergo in our lives, and the people involved in them that can help us through them will determine how we will get through these conflicts and the way we'll be molded after them. Example, ages 6 through 12 is the latent period, which children are mastering their social skills and academic skills, and they are keeping up with their peers, otherwise they could feel inferior. Now, as far as social skills go, if the child is learning this form of hatred and lack of tolerance for others so early, it can continue into his adult lifehood, and he would continue to show this sort of hatred, maybe not even towards just scenarios of same-sex marriage, but also towards other people for not being as open. As far as academics, if there are children who have parents who lack showing motivation to get through hard times, then they may lack the motivation or determination to get through academics if they were met with a hard period and it was harder to get through. Being that he was 9, he is also getting over the phallic stage, which means that he would still feel the need to identify with his father and take on and internalize his attitudes and behaviors in order to feel accepted or love from his father. So again, this could lead into not just one scenario, but many scenarios, and they could be positive or negative. Our relationships, whether that be parents or for our children or children around us, our relationships are what they learn to imitate and mimic. If we lack stable relationships or the ability to hold stable relationships, they may also not be able to have these social skills. How things are imposed on us, how we are nurtured or the lack thereof, or our environment and outside influence of nature are played upon us, molds how we learn and react to different scenarios and people.